Hello and welcome to today's edition to Maxim Foods Inside Track. Hope everyone had a great Melbourne Cup yesterday. I hope there were some winners out there. I know my horse is still running, so yeah, I wasn't so lucky. Having a look at the dairy industry, things are really bullish out there at the moment, which has been the sentiment for the last three to 4 months really. So there's no real easing on pricing. Things are very firm. That balance between really strong global demand and waning supply across the dairy regions of the world has really attributed to a bullish market. Let's have a look at full cream milk powder first. Full cream milk powder, as mentioned, is remaining really firm. So we don't see any real relief. We probably did expect a lot more Chinese participation last night on the GDT. However, the participation was spread quite evenly across North Asia, Southeast Asia and Middle East and Africa. So the demand is strong and quite globally spread. So putting that into the equation along with September milk being down 4% in New Zealand, you will continue to see firm pricing into the new year. Having a look at skim milk powder now. I don't want to sound like a broken record on skim milk, but it really is the champion of the dairy commodities for 2021. We saw another big uplift in GDT last night. On the back of international conditions, EU down on milk, EU skim pricing rising quite heavily. We've got the US. Stocks are okay in the US of skim milk powder. However, obviously a lot harder to get product out of there at the moment, and yeah, just that thirst for New Zealand and Australian skim milk powder really driving that oceanic pricing. Hard to see where the end is. It's at historical 5-year highs at the moment, so we're just above 3,600 US dollars. So it's hard to see where the top will be on skim milk powder, but it really is looking firmish for the next 3 to 4 months. And we'll move across to Butterfat. Yeah, once again, some bullish conditions out there on Butterfat. A real surge in EU pricing over the last 6 weeks, and that continues to really put pressure on oceanic pricing and the US pricing. So US demand has still been steady. They're getting a lot more export demand on these higher EU and oceanic pricing. So once again, for the short term in Butterfat, we'll see quite firm conditions going into the new year. Let's have a look at cheese now. Cheese in the US market is quite steady. There's some good domestic demand heading into the holiday season, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we'll see strong demand domestically for US cheese. And on the export market, things are looking quite firm as well. In the oceanic side of things, we saw a 14% rise on GDT last night in cheddar. So yeah, 50% of that volume went to Africa. Yeah, it was a real anomaly last night, but it probably proves that supply globally is tight, or tighter, and demand is still firm. So once again, short to medium term, we'll see some firm pricing on cheddar. Finishing off with whey powder. So after a really quick spike in protein pricing globally and a really strong demand, we've seen it steady off a little bit as the top nutritional brands put up their pricing. So this may burn off a little bit of demand. WPI and WPC is still very rare at the moment, and pricing high. A bit of a question mark as to where we'll see it into Q1 and Q2. In the standard whey powder, pricing still firm. Hard to get product out of the US and EU, but Chinese demand is still firm on that as well. So probably looking at a bit flatter out of all the commodities on whey powder and whey proteins over the next 3 to 6 months. Thanks very much for listening to Maxim Foods Inside Track. I hope you have a great fortnight, and look forward to seeing you soon.